did want to mention is that as the evening goes on and people are done with their part of the speech or whatever, it starts to get pretty loud in the back of the room because people are talking among themselves. And I would just ask that if you have a conversation you want to have with your fellow Democrat in here, if you could just take it out in the hallway so other people can hear what's going on up front tonight. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. So I am taking up a collection, by the way, to buy all the Republicans knee pads. But I do want to say on a serious note that us and other groups like us are now really determining the course of world history, you know, and it's really coming down to us and the courts, and that's it. So this election cycle, we do have some court things that we need to really, really focus on. We have retention. We have 3 judges that need to be retained. Whoops. Normally, it's a no-brainer. They just always get retained. The 3 judges that are supposed to be retained this time happen to be, or I guess there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. They happen to be Democrats. So the Republicans are doing this really big vote no campaign to get them not retained so that they can get their own Republican judges in there. So this is something we're going to focus on all the way through the primary. And we're going to give this out to people too, and there are bunch of them piled up back there, just so you know. This is going to be on our endorsement sheet. It's usually not that important. Nobody really thinks about it. But this year, of course, the Republicans are trying to weasel in however they can. So judge retention is really important this year. So important that actually at our next meeting, Susan Wild has said she's going to come and talk more about it. So, okay. Okay. I have a few housekeeping notes. First of all, this is just a public service reminder. We are pronouncing D-O-G-E as doggy from now on. So please, everybody, please. Thank you. Oh, and I was cleaning up the counter in my kitchen and I found this thing. Does anybody know what this thing is? This is my request for a mail-in ballot. And I got it like 6 weeks ago and I didn't fill it out yet. Does anybody here have one that they didn't fill out yet?
Filled mine.
So I'm the only one? Right, fine, I'm not going into it. Forget it. Oh yeah, no, I filled mine out too, whatever. Okay. So candidates or their representatives, we are going to have petition signing for about another 15 minutes. And then the people that are sitting at the tables are going to do the circulator signatures on the back. And then candidates can come to whichever pile is theirs and pick up all the signatures that they have from us. Now, what I really need you to do, because to completely eliminate this confusion, is if you take your signatures out of that envelope or you take it out for someone else, sign your name. I took petitions and your name so that later someone can't say, well, my petitions are gone and blah, 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 blah. Only take the ones that you're authorized to take or that are yours and sign that you took them so I don't think they're lost, okay? Do that for me. And so like in about 5 more minutes, if like Ginny and Sue could start. Oh, you're doing the minutes. Okay, she needs a helper to be there to sign actually, Joe, you can do it because you're standing there. Just sign the backs of the, oh, she can't do it? Okay. Somebody, please. Somebody figure it out. Okay, great. You're going to just sign the back as the circulator. Sue will show you how to do it, okay? Good? All right. Okay. And so the next thing I want to do is I want all the people who are here at a Lehigh Valley for All meeting for the first time to stand up.
Okay.
Wow. You guys, look at this. That's amazing. What? I'm going to take it. Okay. You get it. You don't get money. Look, Norm is up here. He's like, well, can I at least have money? Stay standing if you please. Everybody is going to tell me their name and where they're from. And then you get a button or a bracelet. So go ahead.
Jim, Bethlehem.
Marianne, Bethlehem.
Norm from Bethlehem.
Bethlehem.
You guys take this, you pass it along and then pass it back as you go. Just grab what you want and move along. Okay, who's this?
Lynn from Wilson Borough.
Wilson Borough. She gets the prize for the farthest. Hi.
Hi, Justin from Bethlehem.
Yay. Who else is standing? Over here. Over here. Okay, pass it this way and then pass it back. Justin, don't forget your button or your prize. Hi,
Dan from Bethlehem.
Dan from Bethlehem.
Cindy from Bethlehem.
Very good.
Lenny's from Easton.
Easton. All right, Julie.
Julie from Easton.
Yay. Easton's representing tonight. I like it. I like it.
Josie from Bethlehem.
Hi.
Hi, Tammy from Hanover Township, Bethlehem.
Whoa, Hanover Township. She's very specific. Okay. Hi.
Elaine from Bethlehem.
She says Hanover Township is very red. I'm sure she's going to help us change that. All right.
Anne from Bethlehem.
Hi.
Bernie from Bethlehem.
Bernie from Bethlehem. I mean, he should run for office because Bernie for Bethlehem, don't you think? Okay.
Carolyn from Bethlehem.
Very good. Thank you, Carolyn. Okay. Hi.
Karen from Lehigh Township.
Karen from Lehigh Township. Welcome.
Rita from Salisbury Township.
Ooh, Salisbury. Hi.
Laura from Bethlehem.
Laura from Bethlehem. Nice to see you, Laura.
Pat from Bethlehem.
Hi, Pat.
Patty from Bethlehem.
Oh my God. How many Pats and Patties are in here? Hello?
Terry from Hellertown.
Would you ever consider changing your name to Pat? All right. Make sure you get this bucket and get your prize.
Tara from Nazareth.
Tara from Nazareth. Hi, welcome, Tara. Okay.
Hi, Cherry from Bethlehem.
Hi, Sharon from Bethlehem. Can you guys change your names to Pat, please? Okay. Hi.
Kathleen from Forks, Easton.
Okay, Kathleen. That's a good name. That's like my name. Yes.
Mike from Forks.
What's your name?
Mike.
From Forks. All right. Nice to meet you, Mike. The bucket should be coming around. Make sure you grab something. Hi.
Lori from Bethlehem.
Hi, Lori.
Bill from Bethlehem.
Bill from Bethlehem. What? Where's Pat from Easton? Oh, you're Pat from Easton? Okay. This guy says he's Pat from Easton, but I know his name is Frank. Okay.
Danielle from Orfield.
Hi, Danielle. Okay. I got to get back up over here. Hi,
Nick from Bethlehem.
Nick from Bethlehem.
Beth from Bethlehem.
Oh, Beth from Bethlehem. That's another good slogan. Okay.
Anne from Bethlehem.
Okay. And change your name to Pat. Damn it. Okay.
Linda from Northampton.
Linda from Northampton. Welcome. Anyone else new? Raise your hand. Yep.
Carol from Limeport.
Whoa, Limeport. Cool.
Corey from Limeport.
Corey from Limeport.
Bob from Limeport.
We have a Limeport pocket here.
Danielle from Limeport.
Danielle. Yay. All right. Make sure that you get a prize, a button or whatever, or a bracelet. There's more over there if we run out. Hi.
Miguel from Bethlehem.
Miguel, nice to meet you. Oh, wait. Excuse me. One more. Okay.
Yadira from Easton. Yadira.
It's Yara. Very nice to meet you. Thank you for coming so much. Okay. Is that everybody that's new? Raise your hand if I missed you.
Jim from Bethlehem.
Yay. He's not new. He's a founding member. He just likes to say his name in the microphone. Okay. Very good. You know what? Do you see this? I mean, look at all these new people. These people want to do something. We all want to do something, and that's what we're going to do. Lehigh Valley for All is going to change the trajectory of the Lehigh Valley, okay? And we're going to start tonight. Okay. Or at least I am. I don't know what you guys are doing. Okay, so we also have a list of all of our events that are coming up all the way through June. I think it's June the 14th is the last one listed, and that is we're going to have a big women's rally in the Rose Garden that day. So we're going to need a lot of help with that, a lot of people coming. We did that last year as well. So we thought we would do it that one year and it would be all over, but no, we're still going on with that. So make sure we also have magnets, fridge magnets that people can use to put their reminder thing on the fridge, and they're all back there for free. So take those if you didn't already get one. Okay. And then the next thing is on your list here, if you could please add these two contact numbers to your phone, the White House and the Capitol building. Make a call every day and just call and complain to them. Talk to whoever will talk to you and just complain about whatever the hell happened the last hour or whatever. But keep those hot lines hot. Okay. Now I already talked about voting yes on the judges. So now we're quick to go through our committee reports. I left the minutes on the back table there. So did anybody pick them up? Did anybody have any objections to the minutes? Does somebody want to make a motion to approve the minutes? Okay. Ann Slevko made a motion to approve the minutes. And who's going to second that motion? Tom Pritchett's going to second it. Okay, cool. Long minutes because we did a lot last time. Okay. Treasurer Kim Shively, did you want to give us a little report? So tonight's the night. So at the next meeting, the April 2nd meeting is when we vote on who we want to endorse for all the candidates that are running this year. And that's then that's who we work for in the primary. So if you want to do that vote, you have to pay your annual dues. You have to be a paid member in order to vote. You can come to any meeting you want. If you don't pay your dues, that's fine. Come, we love to have you. But if you want to be involved in the endorsement voting, you have to pay your dues. So here's Kim to tell you how to do that.
You can certainly do it online. And actually that's one of the easiest things to do. Just go to the Lehigh Valley for All webpage, and there is a membership button now. So if you are going to do your membership, please use the membership button. Okay. And then we also have a general donation button, and that just makes it easier for me to keep track of who's doing what. Our state balance as of the end of last month was $6,843.40. And then the federal is it's at $781, and that will stay like that for the rest of the year. Anything else? Okay, yeah.
We use our money to do signs and to do outreach programs and to do canvases and print walk packets and all kinds of stuff like that, make buttons and t-shirts, and we use our money to get information out to the public is what we use our money for. Okay. We don't donate to any certain candidate. I did want to say before I forget it, Willie Reynolds, that's the mayor of Bethlehem. He texted me to just to have everybody get reminded that on March 31st at 9 a.m., they're going to have a Trans Day of Visibility and a flag raising ceremony. It's their 4th year to do it. And it's even more important this year than ever. So that is March 31st at 9 a.m. It is City Hall. Thank you. City Hall. Okay, good. All right. So let's move on. We have our events coordinator. Does somebody from the events team want to talk, or should I just say it? Oh, I'm just going to take the microphone over to you. This is Ginny Atwell.
Hi, guys. See so many new faces. I just want to say one thing. The events team is amazing. We're the best team.
Don't listen. The best team.
And we do what the name says. We help work on all the events that come up. And this summer, we're going to have lots of events at various festivals and things. And we want to have like specialists who know how to set up for these events and bring all the equipment and be there and stuff as a subset of the events team. So if you're interested in joining our team, and we do lots of other things too. We do parades, the women's rally. We'll need to have you join the team. We're amazing. So don't forget that. So if you want to be amazing, see me or Sandy. Where's Sandy? There's Sandy. We're co-chairs of the events team. So see either of us, please. Thanks.
They're both amazing. And you guys are all amazing. And people are saying that it's very amazing. That was supposed to be it. Never mind. Okay. So then now the communications. Did you have something you wanted to say, Sergio?
Yeah, 1 second.
He doesn't want to say anything.
Okay.
Here he comes. Look how excited he is.
Okay, just real quick, I know we've got a lot of new people here. Fantastic. We basically send out the emails that you get. We set up things on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. What am I forgetting? TikTok. So those, we don't go on X anymore. I actually suspended our account, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, so if you can help out with stuff like that, please see me. We can talk about that. Right now, the only people doing the emails are me and Adam, and thank God we have Adam, because a lot of times I can't do it because somebody gives me the stuff late and I can't get it done. And it's sometimes hard, but Adam always comes through. So luckily for us. He's not here. Right. Where is Adam?
He has a work thing.
Oh, okay. All right. So we communicate really well. I know where he is at all times. But yeah, so Adam, by the way, Adam's been great. He just joined us about a year ago. But if anybody else, if you're inclined to doing that sort of thing, please join us. Just come see me after the meeting, and I'll take your name down. We'll try to communicate. You are amazing. Okay. Yes, ma'am. No, I don't do that part. Artie's doing that. Artie Hilliard's doing that. I know that because I'm chair of the communications. All right. Any other questions? Good. Just like my class that I teach. All right. Here we go.
Actually, this is Sergio Rivas. We could not run this thing without him. He's great. So let's hear it for Sergio. We gave him a hat that says Tech Crew, but he never wears it.
It's a trucker hat.
It's a trigger hat.
It's a trucker hat.
Oh, it's a
Come on,
trucker hat.
hats.
Gotcha. Okay. So volunteer coordinator, is Mary here? Mary Saddam is the leader of the volunteer coordinating committee. And I'm also helping her, but as you can see, we have 40 new people here tonight. So people are signing up like crazy. Yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great. But we need help because we like to onboard everybody right away and give them an email welcoming them to the group and letting them know what we're doing and get them involved right away and sign them up for things. So if there is somebody else who that's their bailiwick, like you might make phone calls or send emails and stuff, but it's not cold calling. It's people who wrote in and said, I want to be a part of it. And then we write back and tell them how to do it. So that's a pretty low key kind of a thing to do. As I said, I'm passing around sign up sheets for all this stuff. And so you can sign your name for that if that's something that sounds like a good thing for a good fit for you. My idea is we're all on the same bus. We're all headed the same way, but there are different seats on the bus. And I don't like to ask somebody to do something that they're not comfortable with because there's a million things to do. We're going to find something that you're comfortable with. And so you have to help be responsible enough because I don't know you guys all that well. So you tell me, what is it that you like to do? And I will fit you somewhere useful for sure. Everybody here is going to be very useful in helping change this in the next 18 months. Okay, good deal. Okay. Then we have the outreach committee. And at first I would like to introduce Toni Fernandez. She is an awesome volunteer in the community. And they're starting a special thing because we kind of noticed that all these different groups are doing different things, but we're not really coordinated. And, the Republicans are like all in lockstep with each other and like they all wipe each other's butts or whatever. I don't know what they do, but we need to be more coordinated with all the different groups that are involved in the community. So she's working on that. And so, Toni.
Hi, Toni Fernandez, Latina from the South Side. Woo!
Tony. Okay.
Kathy
Oh,
is
take this.
right when she says it's up to us. Sadly, right now, there's a vacuum in Washington, DC, lack of direction. I just say go into ChatGPT and just plug in, what should we do? ChatGPT will let them know. But anyway, Mark Orange contacted me. He's the county controller and said, we need to do something. I'm all about outreach. Rachel Leon, for the longest time, for as long as I've known her, 3-4 years, has said, you're not reaching the Hispanic community. You're not just knocking on doors every 2 years, 4 years isn't going to get it. She was right. Thank you, Rachel. So Mark and I got together and we are starting a small group called Building Community Connections. This group the mission of it is to build strong connections directly with Northampton County communities, organizations of all kinds, especially any with which the NCDC has not typically had a significant relationship. To be present, listen and learn, collaborate, share resources, and strengthen our collective impact. To share what we learn with NCDC and local Democratic elected officials at all times, centering everyday people. So what we will be doing is we're going to be in need of committee members to help us, schedulers, and panelists. We're going to be going to Community Action of Lehigh Valley, the Hispanic Center, Linfield Community Center, Pembroke Neighborhoods, Valley Youth House, Turning Point, Lehigh University Student Political Action Coalition, Lehigh Valley Stands Up, Lehigh Valley for All, New PA Project, NAACP, The Kindness Project, Working Families Party, DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, Lehigh, University Advocacy, Religious Communities, Indian American Organizations, Asian Pacific Islander Political Alliance, Make the Road PA, P Flag Nazareth, Eastern PA Trans Equity Project, Bradbury Sullivan Community, NCC Climate Action Network, Sierra Lehigh Citizens Climate, Planned Parenthood, Allentown Women's Center, Small Businesses, New Age Workers. We're going to do it all. Small conversations, small groups. And we're not just going to do it once. We've got 2 years. So these are the organizations we're going to piggyback on with and do. I'm going to pass this around. If you're interested in just knowing more, we need your help. We need committee members. We need your feedback to tell us, no, don't go there. No, don't do that. Or yeah, you need to think about that. We need you desperately. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just a point of clarification, the county controller is Tara Zirinsky. Mark works with Tara.
Okay, good. We just cut Tara Zirinsky totally out of her job. Okay, and she makes a good point. What? Oh, yes, question? No, you do not have to be Spanish speaking. Yeah. Very good. She makes a lot of good points about connecting the community. So that's going to be a very valuable group that we put together. And then Gail Preuninger, where's Gail? Where is she? There she is. Okay, she's going to talk to us real quick about this Call 5 program.
5 calls.
What?
I think it's 5 calls.
5 calls.
I'll tell you a little bit about fivecalls.org. And I'm also going to tell you a little bit about our website. So, first of all, y'all know the Facebook page, Lehigh Valley for All, and the 4 is FOR, okay? That's the Facebook page. We have the website, okay? Website is LV4ALL.org. There's a lot of information on here. We have information about issues. In issues, we have information about fivecalls.org. This is something that everybody can do. If you haven't heard about it, it's an application that you can download, or you can just go to fivecalls.org. It gives you a list of issues, and if you click on an issue and you put in your address, it will tell you who your senators and your representative is, and that's great. And then with each issue, it gives you background information, and it also gives you script samples. And so you can call every day, or you can call every other day or whatever. If you really get pissed off, it's really good talk. Okay, that's what does it. The more people call, it's going to flood their lines, and that's what they have to hear. They have to hear from all of us. Very easy to do. Okay. On the Where's my phone? There we go. Okay. On the website, there's a couple of really good top tabs. Okay. First of all, I want to tell you about there's a rally boycott tab. And on that tab, it takes you to a Google spreadsheet. And we have list of working with Jeffrey Cohen and other people. Where's Jeffrey? Okay, yay. Thank you. Jeff, I finally get to meet you. So anyway, on that site, it lists all kinds of boycotts and protests and everything. And so you get to choose which ones you want to go to. As you probably heard, there's one in Allentown on 11, what's the address? Whatever. It's at 111 Southcrest Boulevard in front of McKenzie's. Cedar Boulevard, and it's growing, okay? And we're really kind of ticking off our representative there. And that's right. And we started a second one this past Monday. We had our first last minute protest for Northampton County. It was on the corner of Emmerich Boulevard and Freemasburg. We had 75 people show up, and which was really great for last minute call. Yep. And it was pretty good. You can park in on the corner of where Ruby Tuesday used to be. Well, it's there, but it's closed. So we kind of park over there because you park where McKenzie's office is. The policeman came and said, "Can't park there," and then we walk over in front of the corner intersection. You stand on the sidewalk, you put your sign, and a lot of people, a lot of cars. That's a busy intersection. Actually slowed down. They didn't zoom past to read our signs, and we got a lot of thumbs up, and we got a lot of honks. And we got a few, I won't say it, but anyway, it's not very nice. So I want to let you know that for candidates who haven't submitted their endorsement form, there is a tab on there where you can say it's 2025 endorsement form. Please submit your endorsement, and then we'll take care of it from there. Yeah, the endorsement request. Yeah, if you're a candidate. And what else? There's other stuff on there that's going to be on there. We're going to have our candidates' information on there next week, okay, that we're endorsing. So there's a lot of good stuff on there, and I encourage you to go to our website and use it. Thank you very much.
Gail is the one that keeps that website going, and she's awesome at it. She really makes it easy to use, and it's got all kinds of great information on it. So we really, really appreciate that, Gail. Okay. Now gather up all your papers. Now you're taking my papers. Okay. So I'm going to now pass around all these clipboards here. They all have pens attached to them. We kind of went over what the different jobs are. There's a little bit of a description at the top of each one of these jobs. Please don't leave here without signing your name to at least one thing that you might consider doing, even if you don't want to completely commit. There's a lot of things I wrote on there you can do from home, or it's not something where you have to go to meetings and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to pass these around. Please get them started and get them all the way to the back and the other side. And then whoever has them last can just drop them in the back on your way out or whatever. So just peruse them and then pass them on, okay? I'll get some over here. I'll put some over here. Here, Lynn, I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to sign up for 7, okay? All right, good job. Just try to keep them going. We want to do a lot of stuff, and we have a lot of people. So I'll just, you can start with that. So just please sign up for something that you can help with us a little bit, even if it's just like, an hour a month or whatever. We'll take it. We'll put you to good use. Okay. Now, the other thing that I really wanted to say is Julie here? Julie, come up. Oh, there you are. Come up, Julie, come up. Okay. Please, Julie, put on your saddest looking face. Oh, I don't have enough signatures yet. But guess what? I have a list of 100 super voters in her ward that she could go to, or other people could help go to to just get the other signatures that she needs. So is there anybody here who would be willing to walk for one? Help Julie get her signatures? Oh, I'm sorry. What are you running for?
I'm running for Easton City Council to represent the West Ward District 2. And it's and I don't have enough signatures, partly because I'm a rookie, partly because of my full-time job, and partly because the neighborhood has historically been disenfranchised and they're not, answering the door and so on. So, any help you could give, I'd really appreciate it.
So I won't make you won't put you on the spot right now, but I have 100 homes right here that you could go to. There's super voters in her district that you could knock on their door and say, could you just please sign for Julie? There's some other people running for city council that we're not that thrilled with. I don't know if you all know that who they are, but there are some people that we definitely don't want to win city council. So this will really help the whole city of Easton if she can get elected. So I'm going to give her the walk sheets, and she also has petition sheets. And look at her. Like, raise your hand, Julie. She really needs just a little bit of help. Yeah, Julie, what's your last name?
Last name is Zando-Dennis.
Zando-Dennis. Okay. All right. Don't leave her hanging. Help. We see like 3 people to help. So, okay. Thank you, Julie. Good luck. Okay. Now, is Jake on the line? Jake, is he there?
Absolutely.
Jake, this is Jake, not from State Farm.
Hi, everybody. I'm the regional organizer for Pennsylvania and Virginia for Indivisible. It's nice to meet you all.
Yay, it's Jake Westfall Fine, Senior Regional Director of Indivisible. Yay. He's going to give us a brief overview about Indivisible group in case you didn't know it. Now, don't confuse that with invisible. Like, don't be like walking into restrooms and things like that. You're not invisible, you're indivisible, okay? And he's going to tell us what all they're doing and how we can fit in. Go ahead, Jake.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kathy. It's really great to be here, everyone. Hi again. I'm Jake. I'm the organizer for Pennsylvania and Virginia for Indivisible. It's been an honor serving you folks. And you guys have been doing fantastic work over there in the Lehigh Valley. And I gotta say, we're cooking all across the country right now. And we're even seeing like new individuals pop up like in the UK and things now. So that we're in a new place that I've never really thought we'd be at before. But things are going really fantastic. Y'all have been a great job putting pressure on your representatives, especially McKenzie. We have news, or we've been hearing rumblings around that he might be putting on a town hall in the next couple of weeks. So and we're just hearing this like in the last couple of days. So just big request from Indivisible National to y'all is to keep an ear on the ground and an eye out to see if he actually puts up a town hall. And then when they do, we would like you to please share your opinions respectfully but loud. But so right now, that's the name of the game. We are going to our Republican congressmen and demanding that they own every single bit of the terror and fear that the Trump administration is putting out onto all of us right now. We are also, and you all have been doing a good job with this, making sure that our Democratic representatives stay strong and hold the line as well. And I must admit, we have ourselves a tricky little task when it comes to managing Mr. John Fetterman. But I will say that in the last couple of weeks, our indivisibles have been able to get the attention of his staff to the point where we are right there in opening up lines of communication with him once again, which will be a tremendous win for all of us. But in terms of our national CTAs, Kathy and all the folks earlier kind of got it. We gotta call these folks every single day, make them own up to the problems of this administration, call our Democratic representatives and make sure that they hold the line on all of these works. And when they don't, and when they disappoint us, we go out there and we get loud. And y'all have been doing just a fantastic job of that all across the state. And my job here at Indivisible is just to make sure that all of you have all the resources and strategies that you need. So always keep an eye out for emails from jake@indivisible.org. You'll get some weekly strategy updates from national kind of mixed in with what's kind of happening with Pennsylvania. But we are doing a good job right now. We are in a very scary spot, but to give you a little peek behind the curtain right now, since the election, uh, my two states in my region are Pennsylvania and Virginia. Since the election, I have averaged about 1,200 new people every week that are looking to get connected with an Indivisible group just in those two states. And that's an average. So we have weeks where it's like even higher than that. The energy right now is immense. That also makes me very busy. So Kathy knows this. Sometimes I need an email and a text message right now because my inbox is something of a nightmare. But I am completely undaunted by this. Y'all are showing up in droves and holding the line. And just listening to Toni and the rest of y'all, you putting the strategies that we really need to have in place. We're reaching out to those voters that we thought we lost. We're reaching out and knocking on doors in spots that we haven't really knocked on. Someone mentioned it earlier. It's like we can't just show up every 2 years because I mean that's honestly why I joined Indivisible. All of my political life before this, I was working on campaigns. And it just broke my heart every single cycle. I would come back to a place I worked at maybe a year or two ago, and all the volunteers that I had gotten together, all the activists that had introduced each other to, they stop talking and they take the pressure off, and we have to reinvent the wheel all over again each election cycle. And we don't get that with groups like Lehigh Valley for All. We don't get that with our Indivisible groups. We're keeping the pressure on and we're doing the work year after year, month after month, week after week, day by day. So I'm just over the moon to be your organizer. And Kathy knows you could, if you ever have any trouble or questions or anything about what Indivisible is up to or what our plans are, reach out to her and then she can reach out to me. And I'm happy to come in on these meetings like this and chat with you even further. But yeah, for more information kind of on our sort of where our strategies are going to be going, I would tune into our Thursday calls with Leah and Ezra. Those happen every Thursday at 3 p.m. and they're called the What's the Plan call. And if you should be able to find them right on the Indivisible website. But Kathy, hold me to this. If you cannot find them there, I will send you the link and you can put that into the mailing list as well. So we've got a lot of resources, a lot of ways to help, and we've got a lot of time before 2026, but we've got to make sure we use it well. So thank you for having me. If anyone's got any questions or if there's time for that, I don't want to hijack the whole meeting. But
We can't do questions tonight, but if people can email us, LV4ALL
Lehigh Valley for All at
gmail.com
gmail.com.
with your questions. I can submit them and then get the answers back to you. So we should really have an open conversation with Jake. He has so much information. Thank you, Jake. Thanks for coming.
no worries. Anytime. Thank you all.
And I do want to say, if you look around here, we have over 100 people in this room tonight, which is amazing. We have another 27 on Zoom. So don't think that we don't see you there, Zoom. You guys are still going to need to sign up for a committee. You can email me and tell me at Lehigh County, what is it? Lehigh Valley for all
At gmail.com. This is not.
at gmail.com. I don't even know. What? Oh, yeah, put Lehigh Valley for all.
Already did.
He already did because he's a top professional. Okay, now Bill Hines, are you here? Bill? All right. Hey, Bill. Bill Hines is from he's like a branch off of what is it called? Left, something left. Swing left Lehigh Valley. He's working on a project. Well, he can tell you what it is. It's called
Okay.
Eco Villages. So he's going to give a quick overview of that. And I think it's going to really help. It's something that could help our community. It's an issue that needs to be addressed here. So Bill? Okay. Slides over there.
Yeah.
I am Bill. Haven't had a drink in years. I think about taking it up last night around 10 o'clock. So my wife Lori and I started Swing Left Lehigh Valley back in the early days of the pre-election, Biden times. And then as it swung over to Kamala, we were in the fight. We did a lot of work. We're in mourning as everybody else is, but we had a small group of folks and we worked with some other groups, Lehigh Valley for All and some groups out of Manhattan to get the work done and get out banging on doors and all the other stuff. So what I'm going to talk about is kind of an interesting diversion. We need to keep our eye on the prize here. Our number one job is to disrupt what's happening right now. Don't want to take away from that. But occasionally when we need to think about better things, we have these other things that we get involved in. And one is this concept of eco-villages. And these are big in Europe. They're just small communities of like-minded people that kind of band together and form a community that's self-sufficient. They're typically very organically oriented, solar panels, they do their own growing. Everybody harvests, some land and grows some stuff. And they're just kind of those self-sufficient, close-knit community, often somewhat rustic. They use tech, but they're kind of a nice thing. And we're hoping we can break this movement, but if we don't, we're looking at a kind of dystopian future, and that's when these things tend to pop up. And they have formed in a number of places in the United States. So you're not going to be able to see these slides, so I'll just put out the key points. I've only got a couple of minutes here. You'll get the PDF so you can look through it and figure out if you want to talk to us about it and maybe start a little working group or something. We can do that. So in the slides are some pictures you can see. They're just, rustic looking homes. Some are more townhouse oriented, some are more log cabin oriented that form up typically with some folks that want to invest in it or somebody that donates land or leases the land to the community. And everybody just kind of pitches in and adds some value, right? Providing safe spaces, security for all. What comes to mind for people if they don't understand it is like, oh, is it a commune? Will there be Kool-Aid to drink? Or, it's just people, it's just like-minded people, no judgment, you love who you want to love and, all that good stuff. Maybe politically, I don't know. But just accepting people for who they are, that core tenet, right, that we want to abide by. Communities of self-sustaining, like-minded people. Next slide, please. Okay, so probably the best known one is in Ithaca, New York. And there's a slide here with their website and a YouTube video about it. And that one's been around since 1991. It's grown fairly big and it's very popular, but it's kind of the model. They've been really successful. They rent and lease properties out like small townhouses, retirees that are downsizing, younger families that are starting out and can't afford homes, but don't want to go to a corporate type apartment. So they're really popular with those types of groups. So that's a really popular one. And next slide. Okay, there's one in Tennessee called The Farm. That's kind of an ominous sounding name to me. I don't know. And we're not going to Tennessee anyway, but and that one's been around since 1971. But these are kind of older and younger, hippie oriented type, just people that love nature and be respectful to each other and that sort of thing. So the Tennessee one, you can see they've got a lot of solar. It's pretty much self-sustaining. And, You know, if we do start to have a lot of problems with infrastructure, with power, the grid goes down or it gets attacked, and we don't know. You're not gonna have to worry about those things because the community is designed to self-sustain. Next one. So the question is, why not Lehigh Valley, right? New York and Ithaca has been really successful, but we're not going to New York. Have you seen the taxes, especially for retirees? Not gonna happen. But here in Pennsylvania, we've got kind of the ideal environment. We've got a lot of lush, open farmland for growing, a lot of rolling hills, good people, clean air, water and soil, great climate. And we're close enough to all the big stuff that we're not too close, right? You can get to Philly, you can get to New York if you want to go to New York, Pittsburgh and those types of places. So this really is kind of an ideal place to have that sort of thing. Okay, next one. Okay, so next steps, Lori and I have just been learning more about this and kicking it around. We're just looking for like-minded people. We don't really know a lot either, and we're not looking to be like the leader or president of this thing. What we'd like to do is have, if there are other interested people, to learn more together. There are organizations that give you training and will help you out with grants and subsidies to get started and kind of learn what it's all about. So we're interested in doing some of that. There's some other videos on this page to look at. And there's a Reddit that I started, LVPA Eco Village, and it's already starting to grow with people that are interested. I think particularly because of what's going on right now, right? People are scared. They're worried about being around neighbors that might threaten violence toward them or probably have at some point over this vicious election cycle. And it's really intimidating to folks, and they don't want to be around that. They don't want their kids around that. So go to the next slide, final slide. These are two of the primary organizations that help and cooperate with building and sustaining eco villages worldwide. And they have lots of resources, a Foundation for Intentional Community and the Global Eco Village Network. So if anybody's interested, you're going to get this PDF. It's got the Reddit on it. You can jump in there. Kathy's got our contact information. Maybe we can form a working group and just kick some things around, either just online or as a subgroup, maybe meeting after or before these meetings somewhere. And that's about it. Just something a little different to think about while we're fighting this big fight. And a diversion will be needed at times, right? So I can get my wife to stop cursing at the TV. What's the big day? That's my major goal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bill. Okay, we can have the lights back on now. Moving to a utopia village like that sounds really good about now, actually. Okay, so now I just want to let you know that we're going to we're just going to give you some information at the end of the meeting about the welcoming city legislation. There's a lot of questions about it, on both sides. And so we'll talk about that right at the end if you want to stay for that, if that's something you're interested in. But now we're going to hear from our candidates. Now, remember, at the next meeting, you're going to be deciding on who you're going to want to endorse for all these candidate positions. And granted, some of them are not contested, so that's pretty easy. But you're going to have to start thinking about this kind of stuff for the next meeting. So take some notes, and we're going to have people who did not speak at the last meeting speak at this meeting. So you have a chance to see all of them. And again, this is being recorded. It's going to be put on YouTube. And you just put in Lehigh Valley for All, and all the things that we've put on YouTube will pop up, including this meeting, and you can listen to the speakers again or whatever you'd like to do. So we're going to start off. You know him, you love him. He's the executive of our county. It's Lamont McClure. Yay!
Thank you, my friend. It's so good to be here, and it's so wonderful to see how this group is growing, because I think these people want to fight like hell. Do you want to fight like hell? Do you want to join me in fighting like hell? I announced my candidacy for Congress for the Pennsylvania 7th District last Thursday. But tonight I want to talk to you about canaries in the coal mine. The elections this year in 2025 are going to be the canary in the coal mine for the Republicans. When we have candidates nominated in our primary season for the general election in Northampton and Lehigh counties, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to help those candidates get elected in the fall. Because that's the canary in the coal mine. We're going to send the Republicans a message. When we sweep all of the elections in Northampton and Lehigh County this November, they're going to know we're coming for them. And it's not going to be safe for them, politically speaking. Nowhere will it be. And by the time 2026 rolls around, they're going to be terrified. So right after I announced my candidacy last Thursday, the Republican campaign committee, their national Republican campaign committee, sent out a message, said I was dangerous because I'm not sufficiently cooperating with ICE. Yeah, I'm dangerous. But they're dangerous, and here's why. It's about values. Trump is allowing Elon Musk to run roughshod over our government, and that must be stopped. So I'm running to go to help stop that. I'm running to go help repair the damage Musk and Trump and McKenzie are doing. I am. So campaigns are about values, and our current Congressman, Ryan McKenzie, I think it's worth taking a minute or two to explore his values and mine and how they juxtapose. So Quiet Ryan McKenzie said nothing when Trump pardoned the January 6th insurrectionists, said nothing. Ryan likes to walk around and lecture me about support for law enforcement. Well, in Northampton County, we support law enforcement. We support police and fire, even though it's not part of our core function. But you know who doesn't support law enforcement? Ryan McKenzie, because he was Quiet Ryan when it came to criticizing Trump for those pardons. How about Lion Ryan? Lion Ryan McKenzie. He promised the vulnerable people of the Pennsylvania 7th Congressional District that he would protect their health care when he went to Washington. The first vote he took was to slash $880 billion from Medicaid. That's his first vote. That affects 117,000 people in Pennsylvania's 1st Congressional District. It represents $2.1 billion and real lives. When I go to Washington, the difference in McKenzie's values and mine, I want to help fight to lower the cost of healthcare. So this is another difference in our values. Another difference, I believe in universal public education and protecting universal public education. Yes. It isn't just the moral imperative of a great nation to have a great universal public education system. We need it for our economy. If you want to have a vibrant, growing economy, you need an educated workforce. If you want to have a strong national defense, you need to have strong public education. So not only is it the right thing to do, it's the necessary thing to do. What did Ryan McKenzie do? What are his values? His first committee meeting, he went and he talked about ripping money from the Department of Education and giving it to charter schools. That was so he's showing us right from the very beginning what his values are and what our values are, right? And so this is the difference. Now, I'm going to have a lot of time in the next year and a half to come and speak with you. So I want to retreat from the stage tonight because there are so many wonderful candidates who want to speak to you about their campaigns for 2025. And I promise you, we're all going to work together to send the Republicans the message in November that we're coming for them, because those are our values. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks, Catherine. I appreciate it.
What?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Yes, thank you very much. And I do want to say one point that he kind of made that I want to reiterate is we're the army, okay? We're the ones that are going to go out and do the work. And so we have this year to learn the ropes and get ready and train ourselves so that when next year comes along, we're like a finely oiled machine. We're just all working and clicking, and we're doing everything we need to do to get everybody good elected in the midterms and turn this shit around, okay? So keep coming and keep working with us, and and there's a spot for everybody here. There's something that you can do no matter what it is, okay? So keep with us, and we're going to be training up, getting ready for the big reveal in 2026. Okay. I just want to let all the speakers know that Cheryl I always do that. Cheryl is going to time you, so she'll let you know when your time is up. And we're going to start with all the, we're going to start with, okay, Robert Iyer. He's running for County Common Pleas candidate. He's the County Common Pleas candidate in Northampton County. Sorry, Robert. I can't say it, but I know it when it's written down. All right, thanks, Robert.
Said you were going to keep time. How much time is that? Okay. A 30-second warning. Tell a lawyer you can talk for just 2 minutes. Boy, this actually, in a lot of respects, makes it easy. First of all, thank you to all of you. Your enthusiasm is absolutely contagious. It is wonderful. And I've been a lawyer, and in addition to being in courtrooms every day for the last 30 years, I also go to a lot of night meetings. But let me tell you, you guys start a meeting better than anybody. With the music and the dancing, I mean, I got to spread the word to all the municipalities. That's how you start a meeting. So I began by I think congratulating you on your enthusiasm, and each and every one of you deserves it. You should give yourself a round of applause for it. It's really impressive. And that enthusiasm is so clearly for public service. Enthusiasm for public service. And what I can tell you is that has been the absolute bedrock and hallmark of my 30 years as an attorney, public service, as a prosecutor, a state prosecutor, as a federal prosecutor, as the chief public defender in charge of defending those in Northampton County charged with crimes who cannot help themselves, cannot afford a defense. In juvenile dependency court, protecting families. Thank you. In all those respects, my career has been about public service. Elective service is different. I'm coming to you to say, recognize my achievements, my dedication, and my commitment to public service, and let me serve from the bench. My experience, my temperament, I'm ready to do the job today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robert. Okay, so we have a candidate that has to go, so we're going to let him sneak in next. It's Ben Stemrick, right? Did I say it right? Okay, and he is running for Allentown City Council. Let's hear it for Ben.
Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you letting me sneak in here. My name is Ben Stemrick. I am running for Allentown City Council. Quick question by a show of hands. Anybody here have a lot of Republican beliefs? Okay, so I'm not even going to talk about any of that. We have shit talked them enough. It didn't get us anywhere. I am going to be running on accountability, not just on their side, because if we can't look in our own backyard, if we can't clean up our own backyard, why would anyone listen to us when we tell them to clean up theirs? And Lamont, you'll have my vote if you come out and you stand up against the people in the party as well. I know you'll stand up against Ryan McKenzie. Anybody who's running will, and it'll be easy because he's a joke. But are you going to be willing to stand up to the people in the Democratic Party? Because that's what we need. We need somebody who is going to hold ourselves accountable. It has gone too far and we've let it. We knew Project 2025 was coming and we were held flat-footed. What did we do? What are we doing now? Because changing the message isn't going to do the trick. We need to change everything. And it starts with looking within. We have to do that. We have to. I know that's not what I got up here and talked about today, but I do agree. You guys are the soldiers. You are the whole of this all. And without this engagement, we are nothing. We need to step out of our echo chambers and listen to the people out there because they don't want the finger pointing anymore. They're done with that. They want to see what we've done. They want to see the real change that affects them every day. Thank you very much. Ben Stemrick, Allentown City Council. Thank you.
Yay, come back and talk. Thank you. All right. Oh my gosh, there's gonna be poop all over the floor. Okay, now we have Teresa Fadum. How do you say that? Fadum, Teresa Fadum. Come on up and tell us why you're running for county council in Northampton County. We've heard great things about you, Teresa.
Now the pressure's on. This is like speed dating. So I'll go as quick as I can. I go by Terry. If you're my friend, call me Terry. Only the nuns and my father get away with calling me Teresa. My background, 24 years in community management. What it taught me was the importance of community and finding common ground with your neighbors. I am running because, like you, it's a shit show out there. And I can't stay home and just complain. We have to do something. I have the honor right now of serving on the Hellertown Borough Council as their vice president. I work on the Climate Action Committee. Every idea I present to them gets shot down, but hey, I'm working. I work with the Saucon Rail Trail Commission. There's a lot that I want to say in 2 minutes. I did switch careers about a year and a half ago. I went from community management, which if you know anything about townhomes and condominiums, it's quasi-governmental, where you have a set of governing documents and bylaws, collect assessments, maintain the common areas. I have a lot of experience dealing with local municipalities, attorneys, judges. I decided that, hey, I can try leasing. So I've been working for a leasing company for almost years now. And let me tell you, this is the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. Last year, I attended dozens of landlord-tenant hearings, fighting for residents for pay and stay judgments because the rents are too high. I see firsthand every day families struggling for the basic of housing. They don't even qualify for the astronomical rents. So I'm ready to work. I'll tell you right now, I will show up and I will show out. And I know that everyone here will too. And I thank you so much.
I'm gonna call you Terry from now on because I think we're best friends. Okay. Okay, David Holland. He is also running for county council in Northampton. David, are you here? There you are. Yay, David! Go, David! Go, David! Go, David!
Thank you so much. My name is David Holland. I am a East Stroudsburg University nursing professor and a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I have spent my entire life trying to advocate for people who can't advocate for themselves. And I want to try to take that experience and take those connections and take all those stories that I've heard over my entire career, either from my students at East Stroudsburg University, where I teach mental health to junior nursing students, or to my patients that I see as a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Lamont talked about values. We have to get back to caring for each other. And no matter who the person is, we have to look out for the vulnerable. I am deeply concerned about every citizen in Northampton County, but especially the vulnerable, the children, the youth, the elderly, and the people that are struggling with mental illness. Mental health court is a great example of something that we're trying to do better in Northampton County to get people out of the criminal court systems and into mental health court. As far as some experience and background, before I'm doing what I'm doing now, I was a nursing home administrator for 20 years. I was a nursing home consultant. I spent a lot of time working as an interim administrator at many county nursing homes throughout the state, including Monroe County and Graysdale at Northampton County. So I bring some experience and some perspective to the challenges that are happening at Graysdale, which are going to be insurmountable if the Medicaid, wow, 30 seconds, that went fast. If the Medicaid cuts go through, it's going to just wreak havoc. So I want to be a voice for the voiceless. I want to advocate for the people who can't advocate for themselves. And I want to try to do whatever I can to bring any skill set or experience that I have to help the citizens of Northampton County. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. And I don't know about you, but I think we should have him set up a little booth back there and we could all kind of line up and get a little help. Yeah, get my nickel out of you like Lucy. Okay, And now another county council candidate is Lori Vargo Hefner. She is an incumbent. Lori, there she is. Hi, Lori. No, we won't.
Good evening, I'm Lori Vargo Hefner, and I'm currently serving on county council. This is my 8th year of service. And when I came here tonight, I wasn't even sure what I was going to talk about. Because after 8 years, how do you sum it up in a short amount of time? But I thought about what I expected from the job when I first was here many years ago and what it's turned out to be. And like some of my colleagues have talked about, I'm a mental health practitioner. I'm a psychotherapist for St. Luke's, and I've been working for 40 years in this profession. It's hard to believe that, and it's hard to see all the changes, but this aligns really well with county council because our job is to work for the greater good and hold those core services and make sure they're available for everyone. And then I thought about being here, and then I foolishly watched TV last night, which I don't usually do. And so the support group will start after the meeting tonight. But we need to be worried. We need to be the front line of defense. And I called my friend Kevin from Butler County because, of course, they outed them last night. And he and I were together when all that happened to him. And he said, we're the last line of defense. County government is the last line of defense. We're there to hold those services, and we've got to figure out how to do what we do with less. My colleague Ron Heckman, who's not running again, talked about what is our job. And he said, for mental health services, we have to do infinite amount of services for people with a finite amount of resources. And that's going to be even more challenging to come. So I hope you'll consider retaining me, helping me get reelected. And I promise to do for you what I've always done, which is work for your best interests and nobody else's. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. All these mental health professionals are really getting me wanting to go get some mental health care. Okay. And now we're going to go on to the Bethlehem City Council candidates. And the first one up is Celeste D. Celeste, you're on the list. See, Celeste, you came up too slow. Now the applause has already stopped.
Good evening, everyone, and I made some notes so I can be brief. Most of you know me, but those who do not, I'm Celeste D, and I'm running for Bethlehem City Council. I'm running for no other reason except to serve my community. I believe that I bring experience, temperament, and knowledge of how government can and should work for the people it endeavors to serve. I believe that being elected to serve is a sacred public trust, and that's the philosophy that I will bring if I'm elected. For those of you unfamiliar with my background, I'm an Army brat. I've lived all over the country and the world. I spent over a decade in corporate America, where I worked with Fortune 50 companies and government entities such as NBC Universal, the United Nations, and the Federal Reserve Bank. And what I did with them is I worked with their HR departments in employee productivity and retention. Basically, I helped them treat their employees better. So politics and government were always a passion of mine. And in 2009, I made a big career change, took a huge pay cut, and never looked back, and started working in Democratic politics here in Pennsylvania, where I have spent the last 16 years electing good Democrats up and down the ballot, serving on state committee, county committee, and helping Lehigh Valley for All however I can. My commitment to ethics, which I think is very important in government, was actually recognized by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court when in 2020, they gave me the honor of appointing me to a 6-year term to their disciplinary board, where I oversee the ethical behavior and rules of professional conduct of every licensed attorney to practice law in Pennsylvania. I want to serve to share my life experience and common sense approach with our community and focus on the best interests of the people who live, work, and visit here. We have such an amazing, vibrant, beautiful community. And, oh, come on. Just finish. It's like it's just 2 more minutes, like a minute. Okay. I want to focus on things such as the housing shortage we have here in Bethlehem, and I want to make sure that we have a mix of the right housing, including a good inventory of affordable housing for all of our citizens. And there's a lot more, but 2 minutes, one quick. Thank you.
We can hook her up with the Echo Village guy. All right, and the next candidate running for Bethlehem City Council, Hillary Kwiatek.
Kwiatek.
Kwiatek. All right, did I say her name wrong? I'm sorry. It matters. Yay!
Hi, everybody. It was so exciting to hear how many of the new folks are from Bethlehem. I am Hillary Kwiatek. I'm a member of City Council. 4 years ago, Lehigh Valley for All was right behind me doing all the work, the foot soldiers helping me get elected. So I kind of feel like I'm up here to give you my have my performance review. I- the progress that we're together
Higher.
How are you?
I've been better.
Same.
Patty, did you get this flu? I did not. I did not. I
Thank
just
goodness.
got a serious URI.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, it's been an adventure because I'm already an asthmatic. So,
Oh,
yeah. So once I get it, it hits me pretty hard.
I'm
But
sorry. Hopefully,
thankfully, yeah. Well, I see Dr. Sackman over on William Penn Highway. I swear by him. That man is a saint. Like,
I got a new
came
doctor
over,
recently, and he is
somehow
like,
started a store on the south side, and somehow, I guess thank you, through Verb and
you got it.
Perseverance, the store is still there, which is pretty shocking. But it's a fourth generation store, and a lot of people love it. And that so much of my childhood was spent there, and knowing. For instance, if there wasn't, every day I could tell my father if he had a good or bad day. Anyway, I was a reporter in New York City, and I covered major import, export, textiles, and that was when they were trying to keep things here in the United States. Ironically, this store here, I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm all about this community. I know every bit of it, and every corner, and I'm passionate about it. And pedestrian safety is huge for me, and I would love to form a committee if I'm elected, because I am a lifelong runner and a lifelong walker in this town. I often cover 6 to 9 miles a day, and I know lots of friends, we almost get run over. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's Tina, everybody. Okay, and now we have Justin. Got it. Tell me, let me know. Justin Amen. Justin Amen. And the thing I already like about him is that it's his first time here, so he got to pick a prize out of the thing, and he picked the only stress ball. He picked the stress ball. So I think we all need one of those. Here's Justin. He's also running for city council.
Especially after last night. Good evening, everyone. My name is Justin Amon, and I proudly, during the day, serve as the executive director of the Foundation for the Bethlehem Area School District. And at night, I proudly serve as the director of theater at Freedom High School. It is really wonderful to be in this space today. Thank you so much for the warm welcome and for the petition events, how wonderful and welcoming you all have been. It's really special to be in this place today, and I think about my grandfather as the grandson of a steelworker, and as the son of a nurse, maintenance man, and my wife and I are educators. My story is really the story of Bethlehem. It's this industrial, successful steel town turned titans of industry when it comes to healthcare and education, and I'm proud to live that history every single day. And my family growing up, I grew up with 6 siblings. I grew up in a very poor household where we struggled to make ends meet. And I think my liberalism and my proud Democrat comes from the fact that the government helped to make my life happen. Food stamps, government assistance are the things that made my family run. My mom was able to get her nursery program at Northampton Community College while she was at home raising 6 kids. At night, she would go and take courses to be able to support her family while my dad was a father out there working for a maintenance man at the Spring Garden townhouses, and was able to make a wonderful life for me and my 5 siblings. And through that, I just learned so much about giving back, and I really relied on my teachers and the folks in the Bethlehem Area School District to help keep me going. And it inspired me to be the president of the class of 2011 at Liberty High School, the president of the student government at East Stroudsburg University, and it inspired this public service in me. And now it's inspired me to get involved in Bethlehem, and perhaps November's election inspired me even more to get out there and ensure that my community, the city of Bethlehem, is a place that we could all live, work, learn, and play for every single one of us. So thank you so much for your support, and I really look forward to learning more about you and you learning more about me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Justin. Okay, so we have one sicko person who's also running for county council, and she's on Zoom, so we can't catch her germs or anything. And so it's Patty Bruno, and she's going to just give you a talk for just like a minute, just let you know who she is. Okay, go ahead, Patty.
I gotta find it.
Hi, I actually am a Pat from
Yeah, so I gotta
Easton.
find it.
You what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I am a Pat from Easton. I know that there were a lot of
Oh,
Pats going around,
okay,
but I
good.
am one.
Yep.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm sick. Didn't want to bring you my cooties. But I did want to stop in and say thank you, first of all, for all the hard work that you all have been doing this petition season. Not just for myself, but for every single one of these candidates. We have a lot of really qualified, intelligent people, really that want to make the Lehigh Valley a better place. So I'm glad to join their ranks. This definitely is an election that we can afford to sit out on the sidelines, as Mr. McClure mentioned. Um, this race and this year is definitely a signal for Republicans to know that we are coming. But anyway, so my name, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Patty Bruno. I am running for Northampton County Commissioner at large. There are 5 seats up. Ms. Lori Vargo Hefner is an incumbent. She is running. She is the only incumbent that is running on the Democratic ticket. So you're going to see a couple of new fresh faces on there that are in need of your support. Because quite frankly, our families, our friends, our schools, and our democracy are under attack. And what we do in this moment in history ultimately defines us. It defines our values, and it shows those around us that we're willing to fight for those values. Northampton County is on the right Northampton County is on the right path. And, fortunately, we've had an incredible executive leadership for those 8 years, but that progress isn't guaranteed. Right now, what I'm standing for is affordable housing, strong worker protections, dignity and justice for immigrants, because Northampton County is a place of opportunity, not discrimination, and most importantly, protecting our seniors at Graysdale. Thank you. Appreciate everyone.
Thank you, Patty. Good job.
Sorry, I had to keep it under that time slot.
That's okay. Very good. In Northampton County, they call it, but in they I who's here in Lehigh. You waited until the end to talk. Energy.
Good evening, everybody. So I'm the district commissioner in District 4, which is Center City, west end of Allentown, and South Whitehall Township. Lehigh County, when I was elected 12 years ago, a very different political place than it is today. It was a 7-2 majority, and it was an experience serving with Lisa Scheller and Martin Austin and some other folks. Mike Laws is nodding his head. He remembers those days. We have a 6-3 Democratic majority, and what a difference a decade and a couple of years has made. We have done some remarkable work in Lehigh County. I'll introduce myself briefly. I'm the father of Isaac Brace, the husband of Sarah Brace. Most of the time, those are the most important titles in the room. I also serve as legislative assistant to the Majority Whip, Mike Schlossberg, in the Pennsylvania House of Representatives. You made that possible. Thank you. When I talk about the purpose of government, I talk about liberty and justice for all. I think government exists to ensure liberty and justice for all. We do that with a strong economy, a strong democracy, and a safe environment. For the last 4 years, I can only talk for a couple of minutes, so I'll talk about the last 4 years where we have done that in Lehigh County. A safety net is the critical responsibility of county government. The expansion of Cedar Brook is our skilled nursing facility is first and foremost in that. We've also doubled our mental health and behavioral health capacity, a function of the Affordable Care Act. So thank you, President Obama, for making that possible. Counties are responsible for making the services available in our community. A strong democracy, free and fair elections, access to voter registration office, drop boxes that have helped to safeguard vote by mail efforts. We have the strongest a non-discrimination ordinance in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has been enacted in Lehigh County. It's been an active few years. I'm looking forward to another 4 years. I've been chair of the board for the last couple of years and look forward to continuing with people like Zach Kolborgi, who's also up for re-election this year. And we have one seat in Southern Lehigh County. We can flip from Republican to Democratic majority. It would be nice to have a 7-2 Democratic majority after taking office with a 7-2 Republican majority. You all can make that happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Zach Kolborgi here? He might not be here. Okay, so but the thing is, he's the one. He is in District 3, and that is our district for the most part. People who live in Bethlehem are going to vote for him. He's if you're in the Lehigh side of Bethlehem, you'll be voting for Zach Kolborgi. So just to let you know, he'll probably come to the next meeting and speak then. Okay, Steve Samuelson, did you want to say anything? Of course he does. As I've always said, I'm contractually obligated to let Steve Samuelson speak at every meeting.
No, thank you very much for being here. On a Wednesday night, I counted about 140 people, about 115 that were here, and you said there were 27 online. We have the activism. We are going to maintain and flip some seats this year and next year. We're not going away. We're coming back. So we have to remember that. I was out there collecting signatures. I collected 115 signatures for local candidates, and I'm trying to turn them in tonight as I see the candidates. But I want to say out in Harrisburg, Governor Shapiro has announced his budget a month ago. The main initiative is education, $601 million. New funding for basic education, including adequacy and equity funding and special education. It's one of the largest increases in state history. The last 4 years have been the 4 largest increases in state history. Governor Wolf, Governor Shapiro. And so we're going to fight as a Democratic caucus to make that happen. We're working on some tax cuts in my committee for working families, for working Pennsylvanians, earned income tax credit. 33 states have a state tax credit. We're trying to make that happen in Pennsylvania. Please stay involved. Everybody's asking me, calling my state office, saying, what do I do about Washington? Well, stay involved and hold our elected officials accountable. I know Ryan McKenzie won, but you know what? Somebody told me, oh, he's not meeting with constituents. I said, did they say that? They said, we called the office and they said he doesn't meet with constituents. I said, make sure you get the quote right. But if that's true, he'd be the first representative for the Lehigh Valley in 200 years to have a policy of not meeting with constituents. So if they do something, put it out there. The letters to the editor in the Morning Call, Lehigh Valley Live are a great place. Those are one of the most well-read, a former journalist, the comics, the sports sections, and the letters to the editor are the 3 most well-read. So if something happens, hold Quiet Ryan McKenzie accountable. Quiet Ryan. They're going to cut Social Security offices by 50%. He says nothing. We're going to back Putin. He says nothing. He's going to cut $880 million from Medicaid. That could close Graysdale. That could close Cedarbrook. He says nothing. I have the same comments for Meek McCormick, but that would be 6 years from now. We're going to flip that seat back.
Yeah, Steve, thank you.
What are you doing? Where are you?
You have an announcement?
Yes, with the Easton Area Democrat Committee, we're having a general meeting on the 19th at Shallow Church Enrichment Center. That's off Pastor Fred Davis Street, which is just off West Canal Street. Easton Area Democrat Committee.
Easton Area Democratic Committee is having a meeting on the 19th.
Yep. And on the 23rd, we're having a. It's both. It's a joint meeting. And we're holding our meeting at the same time, at the same place. Yeah, so it's a joint meeting. Yeah, it's a joint meeting with the Southside Civic Association and Eastern Area Democrat Committee. It is a joint meeting. Yeah. Yeah. There'll be a petition signing at Brook and Eats at noon to 2 on Sunday. Saturday, there'll be petition signings at Book and Puppet at 12 to noon. But March 23rd, we're having a St. Patty's Day brunch, which is a meet with the candidates. It'll be at 11 o'clock. Green Pond Country Club Road, which is on 3604 Farmersville Road in Bethlehem, or is it Bethlehem or Bethlehem Township? Yeah, because it thinks it's Bethlehem. Anyhow, there's flyers on the back on the table next to the donation table if you're interested. Thank you.
All right, and one more announcement by Ben Felser, because he is the president of Bethlehem City Democratic Committee. Woo! Give it up.
Thank you. Just a reminder that our monthly meeting is this coming Monday, 7 o'clock at the Northampton County Community College Fowler Center. So 7 o'clock there. And we have candidates there. We are having a candidate forum for all our Democratic city candidates, both the mayoral and the city council candidates on May 8th. This Thursday, May 8th. So we'll be talking about the plans for that. I also want to remind people we have a lot of openings for precinct committee people. If you live in the city of Bethlehem and want to help in an official capacity, please come to our meeting. We work with the county chairs and we could get you put on as an official PCP if there is an opening, which there is in most precincts within the city of Bethlehem. And they are our soldiers you are our soldiers to go out door to door and talk to people in your neighborhood and make connections in your actual neighborhood. Thanks.
Thank you, Ben. Did everybody get a chance to peruse those clipboards and sign up their name for one thing that they might be interested in helping with? If not, where are those clipboards? Oh, there's some around and then there's some in the back. So as you're leaving, I know you've had time to think about it now. All right. So the last thing that I just wanted to touch on is, and I don't know how many people have been listening to this thing about the welcoming cities legislature. Raise your hand if you even know what we're talking about here. Yeah. Okay. So basically, there are two sides to it. Is Dave on? Yeah. Okay. There are two sides to every story, right? And I left in the back a paper that has the pro and cons. Did everybody pick up one of these? Okay, good. Have you had a chance to read it or not really? Okay. So basically, there's pros and cons to deciding to become what's called a welcoming city. And we decided to do it in Town. No, yes. Did you want to say, Josie, come up and? Right. Come on up. So this is Josie. She's kind of in charge of pushing this through the different. All right. Everyone look at Josie. Whoop. She's kind of in charge of working on this. She's not in charge of it. She is just somebody who thinks about it sometimes. She thinks about it a lot. Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Josie Lopez. I am like a very multi-issue person, and I actually prepared a little speech because I'm not running for office, and this makes me so uncomfortable that I don't have a stress ball, but I do have a worry stone. So please bear with me, and I appreciate your attention and time. First, my name is Josie Lopez, pronouns she, they, ella. For the last decade, I've been organizing, advocating for, and fighting for the most vulnerable communities across the state. Because when the system fails people, we step in to help them. I've worked with environmental groups, productive groups, immigrant rights organizations, including Penn Future, Planned Parenthood, the Abortion Liberation Fund of Pennsylvania, and PIC, which is the Pennsylvania Immigration Coalition, Make the Road. And I was a part of the Shutdown Berks Coalition. I manage one of the largest mutual groups in the Valley. You might be a member of the Lehigh Valley Buy Nothing group. Hi, I'm the admin that approves all of your posts. And I also started a fiscally sponsored project called Elevate in 2023, which supports grassroots organizations in telling their mission through media. Since 2016, I've worked in voter mobilization, electoral campaigns, organized with Make the Road before Allentown's office here even existed. My work spans policy, mutual aid, and direct action, because I don't just talk about these issues, I get things done. So that's my resume, so that you know I actually do know what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm here for today. This isn't about politics. These welcoming policies are about people. It's about children in Allentown, Easton, that are growing up in fear right now. Cynthia Mota said that was man to grab his little sister to escape. Kids should not be living with fear, and their parents should be able to breathe a little easier knowing that some kind of policy has been put in place. And this is not our neighbors, people we see every day, people who deserve to breathe easy, just like anyone else. When we passed the welcoming policy in Allentown with a unanimous 7-0 vote, we sent a message to our immigrant neighbors: you are not alone. We ensured that local law enforcement focuses on public safety, not immigration enforcement, which is a federal or based in fact and not. The reality is a lot of the rhetoric against this is based in fact, not fear. And I would love to provide all the data to move everyone to call your council members and support this legislation. One, public safety improves when immigrants trust the police enough to report crimes and seek help. If people are afraid to call 911, we're all less safe. Two, local resources serve local priorities. ICE has its own resources. Our tax dollars should not be going to fund that. This ordinance is legally sound. The ordinance in Allentown, to be clear, the ordinance in Bethlehem and Easton are both still in their draft form. So it has not been presented to council members in Bethlehem and or Easton yet in a comprehensive legislation that would reflect either of those cities. But it is drafted and it will again be in line with state and federal law enforcement as well as our state police ordinances. Some people are going to try and make this political, but immigrants strengthen our community. They're business owners, workers, taxpayers who contribute every day. Immigrants want this. I know this because they are my friends. I volunteer with their organizations that serve and represent them, like the Pennsylvania Immigration Coalition and Make the Road and CARE, have all endorsed these policies. Allentown's legislation and the future versions for Bethlehem and Easton are written in collaboration with those that are most impacted and with the support of the ACLU to ensure that they're legally sound. I like to think of this as like a hurricane. When we're watching a hurricane come into Florida, we're making fun of the people that are reporting, right? And we're not making fun of the people that are putting sand in the sandbags and trying to protect their house. And while this legislation is not the end all be all, it's not going to save everyone because quite frankly, ICE is a 24/7 organization. There's all of our vulnerable communities are being attacked right now. I want to protect all of them, but immigrants are first. And we need to be putting sand in our sandbags. We need to be proactive, not reactive. And policies like this allow us to get ahead of the game and to protect our communities before the end.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Josie. Okay. There is also a group of people who aren't sure that this is the best idea, and so it's Frank Pentabone and Rachel Leone are both on their city councils, and they wanted to give you a few insights as to the other, what they're thinking about this legislation. So here you go. This is Frank.
Good evening. Don't start until I get up there. Got my time? Good evening, Frank Pentabone, Council, City of Easton. I drafted that letter with Rachel, kind of not knowing what was happening. We have a councilwoman in Easton who went to the press and said, I'm proposing this, but she never came to us. So then someone sent me Allentown's. So my disagreement was with parts of the legislation from Allentown. I don't have an issue, obviously, with immigrants. I come from an immigrant family. When Trump tells me to go back where I came from, I'm screwed. I'm not quite sure where that would be. The issue I have currently with the current legislation, I feel, and I'm willing to work with Josie to find something a little bit better and to work with Rachel in Bethlehem. The issue I have, I feel it gives us a false sense of security to our most vulnerable residents. Because the truth of the matter is, we can sign this legislation, staple it on the vest of every one of our police officers, and they can go out and contact ICE and report an undocumented resident. When I talk to the residents in our community, and when we talk about welcoming city, I think Easton is doing fantastic. Not better than I'm about just speaking for Easton. We're doing fantastic. We have a plethora of services to help our immigrants, documented or undocumented. We don't know, we don't ask. In November this past year, I created the first ever in Easton, and we're going to do it every year, Hispanic Resource Day. We had immigration attorneys, we had social services, we had English as a second language. Pardon me? 30 seconds. So we don't have an issue with immigration. We just want to pass something that's going to have some teeth to it and actually protect the people that we're trying to protect. In its current form from Allentown, my fear is it's not going to protect them. They're still going to get picked up. I don't want undocumented residents in Easton to say, oh, we can go to the store now with no problem, and they get picked up and taken to jail. Easton police do not pull over Black and brown people and ask for documentation. We don't do that. We never have and we never will. So we're willing to work with Josie and everybody else to find common sense legislation to actually protect the most vulnerable in our communities. Thank you.
Because I turned it down because it was
Okay,
during an
okay.
echo.
Go. Okay, so this is Dave Harrington. He's an immigration lawyer. My son. And he wrote this, the one side of the article that you got tonight. So I'm going to let him comment a few things about what Frank said, and then we'll have Rachel do another little counterpoint. 2 minutes. So what are you thinking, Dave?
Sure. So, first of all, big thank you to Josie for a lot of the work, and I think she covered a lot of the really good points that are made when you're talking about this. But I wanted to talk a little bit about I think a worry that some people have, which is funding going into these places. So I think first of all, we got to remember we have an administration that is, if you're not 100% on board, they're going to threaten you with something, right? Trump's a bully. If they came out and they said any city that still considers trans people to be a legal entity, they're not going to get funding. If they came out and said anyone that has racial equality standards is not going to get funding. I mean, this is really an unprecedented authoritarian that we have in the office right now, and I think that one of the things that we need to consider is, first of all, the legality of it, right? So it is the way the Constitution is set up. Congress is the one that passes the funding, and the way that his own Supreme Court has interpreted it is that the executive agencies can't really change too much once Congress has made a decision. But I think and I think in that aspect, it's time for us to stand up to the bullies, to say we're going to be here, we're going to be helping folks. These are people, as Josie said, that have been in our communities. I work with, obviously, every day with immigrants in Allentown. There are people that have been here for 30, 40 years, that own businesses, that are members of, not-for-profits, of churches, that have family here. These folks have a sense of fear, and that can carry over into them not working closely with local government to get good things done, to maybe apply for their kids to get funding that's needed. So I think that even if, and again, I think Frank does make a great point, ICE is still going to do what ICE does. They get all the funding, they get all the directives right from the executive branch. But this provides the idea that local police have local police functions, ICE have ICE functions, and we are not going to be putting our resources into subsidizing the actions of the federal government, because immigration is in the realm of the federal government. Local police, local towns should have no say in enforcement of it. And actually,
Okay.
our friend to the, am I out of time?
I'm just saying that your time is up. So, sorry.
Okay. All right. That's all right. I'm verbose.
Son, now
I'll
go
pass
clean
it.
your room. And do you have on
I
clean
actually got to
underwear?
go to bed. It's about 20 minutes past my bedtime. I get a 3 a.m. shift to take care of the newborn. So
Yeah.
I'm hopping right
So
in.
thank you so much for writing this. I think that it was very well written what you did, and I thank you for coming and just letting
Yeah,
people know.
And if anyone has any, or any, members of any of the city councils have any questions, the legality of anything, I've actually helped, when I was in law school, help draft what will be considered a welcoming cities ordinance for the borough of State College. So I have some experience with it. and obviously I do immigration law every day. So if we really want to get in, I can talk for hours about this stuff. So if Frank or Rachel or anybody
Raise your
wants
hand
to,
if you wanted to talk for hours. Come on.
please don't. Any hands up, please put them
Jill
down. I gotta
Preuninger
go to bed.
raised her hand that she wants you to talk for hours. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for coming, Dave. Go to
Yep,
bed.
absolutely. Oh,
Yay.
Matt, come on, put your hand down. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Call you back. Hold on. Okay, now this is Rachel Leone, and she is a member of Bethlehem City Council.
I think a great point brought up by Frank is that we're not a monolith. Each city addresses these things differently. And that's kind of where I fall at with this. A couple of council meetings ago, we were about doing a welcoming city ordinance. During that council meeting, I brought up the welcoming city, the actual certification, and I asked the police department and our community and economic development coordinator line by line, is this a policy we have? Is this a policy we have? And it was yes. Bethlehem operates as a welcoming city by our policy. It is written within our policies. Our police accreditation depends on it. Our police department has, I'm gonna forget the name of it. It's another accreditation, huh? That one, and that's why we make a great team. These are functions that we already do. Now, reaching in and creating ordinances that specifically dictate what policies are done is outside of the realm of what council usually does. Not outside of what we can do, but outside of what we usually do. And if we're being asked to do something that's outside of what we usually do, it takes the time. It's going to take the time and effort, and really sitting about what we are doing. I'm not going to be rushed to do anything. I'm not going to be forced to do anything that I am not completely 100% sure is what the city needs. I also am in meetings, whether they're with activists or whether they're with community members. Community members are not asking me to pass a welcoming city ordinance. They're asking me about notary services. They're asking me about power of attorney. Council is a job that exists on the margins. And I am going to focus my doing what they need me to do, not what people want me to do. And I'm sorry, I will always pick community members over anything else.
Are you? Okay, Lehigh Valley for All is not going to take an official stance on this. It's up to each one of you. Just you think for yourself what you want to do. If you email us at LV4ALL@gmail.com. I got it. We all the other stuff. Okay. So with that, we're gonna everybody stand.
We're doing?
Yeah.
All right, you didn't tell me about this.
Oh, okay. Wait, there's a correction.
Just really quick, I spoke to Tom Pritchard. We had a little mix up. It's not the Easton Dems and Southside Civic. And the only reason that's important to me, Southside Civic is a nonprofit organization. They don't partner with either or. They could lose their status. But on the 19th in Easton, Republican and Democratic candidates from throughout Northampton County will come. You'll have a chance to ask questions, hear their answers before you make your vote. Thank you.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hold the line.